Alan Newcastle sits alone watching YouTube videos on his computer when suddenly he hears an all-too-familiar cry for help.
There is no expectation of privacy in public.
There's no need to fear. Hezokai is here.
From the execution of all things, at Hezokai. Do you not see your hypocrisy? Go to North Korea then, where they kidnap and lock up people for non-crimes. Are you encouraging the same behavior? Why can't you respond to my statement of yours at 9:30? He literally was just taking pictures. The video would be eventless if the cops didn't intervene. When is the government going to activate that microchip they snuck into my brain when I got vaccinated already? I want to know the exact time my head is going to explode so I could stand right next to you when it does. Then my brain splattered all over you would be the most brains that have ever touched your body. See, isn't that better than just saying you're stupid? This is the proper way to deal with trolls, dagnabbit. From Russell Delbridge. He's in public and on a public sidewalk. How stupid do you have to be? Just another bootlicking channel that feels our constitutional God-given rights don't exist. How much of a bootlicker can you be? Well, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being someone with an IQ lower than yours, and 10 being a professional bootlicker, I'd put myself somewhere around, say, 6. And don't forget, God did give us free will, so I'm using mine to will myself into a coma so I won't have to deal with brain-dead morons like you anymore. From the Watcher. You people are an absolute disgrace. What losers? My response. The High Command has instructed me to activate the algorithm that will cause your brain to explode if you come within 500 feet of a 5G antenna. However, after I showed them the clandestine brain scan we have on file for you, they realized your brain is not large enough to be affected in any way. So we'll have to go old school on you and just stick with dropping chemtrails over your house. Better start wearing that mask. From Jason Smith, at Hezekiah. All cops have to do is nothing when it comes to auditors, and all of their channels would go under. They wouldn't get views. And all you have to do is watch Direct D on YouTube, or Lackluster, or San Joaquin Transparency, Long Island Audits, James Freeman, or James Madison Audits. There are countless videos of police officers harassing and bullying people for doing nothing more than recording them, which is our First Amendment right, whether you like it or not. You talk about unbiased, your entire video is you mocking the auditor and acting like a child. You still haven't answered my question. What department do you work for? So I'm addressing specifically that last line. What department do you work for? He thinks I'm a cop. My response. You will cease your inquiry into my position within the collective this instant, lest the full force and power of our alien overlords under my command use their 5G networks to turn your brain into liquid, that which I would normally drink. But with your IQ lower than mine, my IQ would lose far too many points. Yours shall be saved for my slaves to drink as I slip my forked tongue into their gaping wounds. No, seriously though, you're an idiot. Most comments agree with Bay Area transparency, and they are 100% correct. I think you've been suckling on the blue boot far too long. So I'm addressing specifically the suckling part. Ah, yes, the nipples of conformity. So delicious. So be it. You are hereby no longer a welcome member of the Flat Earth Society. Your sovereign citizen ID card is no longer valid. And from this point forward, you shall only be allowed to mate with zebras in a cage at the San Francisco Zoo. Go ahead, make your way into there and have at it. But you must film it and send me the video on Snapchat. From SC Bath. I wonder what the fans of this bootlicker's channel will do when all of our rights are gone. When they're crying on the internet. When they are crying in the internment camps, getting the kicked out of them. Maybe they'll say, what happened to all our rights? Keep licking those Gestapo boots. Those inmates will get those guards' cars shiny. It will reduce the beatings they get in their cells. When this bootlicker gets pulled over by the cops, he probably pulls his pants down and puts himself over the bonnet and lets the cops take their turn. Then when the cops say, hey boy, our dicks are dirty now, he'll say, let me clean those Gestapo dicks up for you, officers. My response, well, it will start with the repeal of the Second Amendment, followed by, wait, you almost tricked me into sharing our plan. You treasonous fool. How dare you question the chosen one? Let it be known here and now that from this day, all of your brain cells, well, the few you have left, anyway, shall be besieged upon by Negleria. Been there, done that. Auditors are not all the same. Unfortunately, some are actually garbage, but some are absolutely needed to change the way cops interact with the public. You can't bait a cop that follows the law. Cops can investigate without violation of people's rights. In truth, it weans out the loose cannons. The female cop in the beginning could have diffused this very easily. Instead of demanding answers, she could have spoken kindly and with patience. It's public property. If she was just kind, talked calmly without barking and demanding, hey, what are you filming? Barking and demanding. This would have been differently. Citizens have the right to take photos of police cars. Why is that an issue? My reply, the flat earth is already in our grasp. Taking a few pictures will have no effect. We have already taken control of all. Your computer has been syskeyed by the Illuminati a long time ago. And if you do not comply, we'll remove all of the Japanese manga porn from your hard drive. What are you going to do then? All right, from Joshua Riddle. I'm pretty sure you bootlickers are missing the point. If he's not broke the law, the cops need to keep it moving until he does. My response. Oh, this post reminds me I have to put medicine on my toenail fungus. Seriously, this stuff is gross. It's got to be similar to how the inside of your skull looks. Anyway, I know I have more fungus on my toes than you have gray matter, but that's besides the point. What matters is that the earth is flat, the government is a corporation, the moon landing was faked, and when you make your next purchase from the dildo section of Amazon, make sure you enter coupon code Cops Are Awesome at checkout for a 20% discount. From ADZ. What kind of bootlicking clown show is this? No one needs to cooperate. No one needs to obey or account for themselves while conducting a lawful activity. If he's a POS baiting him, then there's also POS for taking the bait and knowingly trying to violate a citizen's rights out of spite. Y'all sad AF. My response. First of all, how dare you insult my clownish brethren? Second, you will cooperate and you will obey. For I, Hezekiah Divan Dikiel Bey of the Moorish Temple, has thus commanded it. You shall send me all of your money via PayPal or be cursed. A curse that shall begin with bleeding from your eye sockets every time you even look at a cop. Then will expand itself into your intestines in the form of a 30-foot tapeworm and will continue to grow until vomit and bile become the only flavor you shall ever taste. Your appendix will grow until it bursts, as well as your brain, that will grow to 17 times its current size. Heck, that would make your brain almost half the size of a normal human. Maybe this isn't such a good idea after all. Oh well. Don't forget to sign up for NordVPN and just put in coupon code Boots Are Yummy for 15% at checkout. From Michael Knight, your content sucks. Bay Area transparency is one of the better auditors out there. And no he targets the police. That's the whole purpose. To catch tyrant cops who don't know the law, who then try to force people TP.do. Let me repeat that because I'm reading what it says. Who then try to force people.tp.do things under color of law. Maybe if you read up on some case law and the Bill of Rights.u might know a little bit. To be honest, your content is cringe. The only person you're making look stupid is yourself. Are you on the spectrum? You look like someone who doesn't have human interaction much with the side of autism. My response. Albuquerque, New Mexico, Wednesday, November 12th, 1997. It's a cold winter's night, as much as it gets cool in the desert air. My friends and I had decided to go on a spiritual journey of self-discovery, eating peyote cactus and singing the hippie songs of old, when suddenly a large venomous snake struck out at one of my companions. As we were far from any possibility of receiving medical attention, and absolutely higher than Ozzy Osbourne in the 70s, we decided to leave him for dead, or so we had thought. Several days later, our friend arrived at my ranch, covered in sweat yet dehydrated and laden in lacerations from his perilous journey through the desert. He survived the poison, but the damage had been done. His mind had become broken, lame. He could no longer read or even speak his own name. Swiftly, we took him to a nearby hospital ER and found, after several days of testing, he was legally brain dead. Only the most basic survival functions were left intact. It was as though he had been lobotomized. And yet he was still smarter than your comment. Above and beyond, you're missing the whole point, and obviously you just don't get what's going on. Therefore, there's no sense in trying to explain it to you. You just don't get it. Take the blinders off and get a good look around you. My response. Within the context of this video, it seems to me there's a fundamental misunderstanding in your argument. You seem to believe that we simply take the side of cops because they are cops. This is a common misconception among the pro-auditing crowd. The reason I support the police is because they're part of the collective, and I, Hezekiah, am in command. One day we shall rule the world with an iron fist, and you will beg for mercy at my feet as I play a violin with strings made from your sinewy intestines, laughing with glee as you are cast down into the crimson valley of despair. And don't forget to download Audible today using coupon code I Love Licking Boots for one free audiobook of your choice. This is how you deal with trolls like a pro. From Neva Anna. I guess with that logic, you could be a cop. My response. Speaking of logic, John Locke once wrote, "Logic is the anatomy of thought." Then again, Mitch Hedberg once said, "I haven't slept in 10 days because that would be too long." So I guess it's a wash. Hey, did you know that you could save 15% on car insurance by switching to Geico? Just enter coupon code I Love Japanese Octopus Porn at checkout. And don't forget to get that dead altar boy out of your trunk before you get pulled over for traveling without a license. Have a nice day, dip. Another one from Nevana. I'm thinking the same about you. You're very narrow in your thoughts. Yes, our 5G network of thought police is working. I hereby decree, by the power vested in me by the Illuminati sect of the Masonic Temple, that you shall no longer be allowed to express your opinions online unless you wish to incur the wrath of the sacred order of the highest coven, for I am the chief warlock and principal decimator of unclean human souls. I can already taste your fear as I relish in the suffering of the unenlightened masses. Kneel before me and beg forgiveness if you wish, but I assure you, in the end days, mercy will no longer be a luxury afforded to one such as yourself. And do not forget, most important of all, get your free, no obligation 30-day trial of Pandora Music today. Just use coupon code COPS are the best at checkout. From Elias Nazario. Just so you know, the Constitution's protection is not just local. It's the same for the whole, H-O-L-E, whole country. My response. Ah, yes. The old, I pay your salary when I pay taxes, even though I don't pay taxes in your jurisdiction argument. Well, this is an easy one to settle. Remember that time you came over to my house and asked me if I wanted to watch you molest a hollowed-out pineapple? Good times. Anyway, later that night, I gave my ex-wife a pineapple upside-down cake and accidentally used some of the pineapple you had earlier defiled. I did not think it was possible, but she became pregnant. I know it was not mine because we had not had relations in many months. And I know it was yours because he has the same rare degenerative brain disorder prion that you have. 1 in a billion he's not your kid. You owe me child support, you deadbeat dad. Also, make sure to download Netflix today and use coupon code I hate freedom of speech if you disagree with me at checkout for 20% off your first month. 3-3 Sled Boy. If my tax money paid for it, it's public property. Okay, my response. That comment reminds me of the time I was in New Zealand researching yellow-eyed penguin mating patterns. It was on a cool September evening when a large group of the flightless birds waddled their way onto the beach heading towards their nests. But for some still unknown reason, they stopped, nuzzling each other in an odd triangle pattern hitherto unknown amongst my fellow researchers. Perhaps it was the unusually cool air Or perhaps it was some instinctual fear of us humans being at such close proximity. The idea that those birds had the intellect to engage in such activity, whatever the reason, gave our small group of ornithologists all the evidence we needed to prove our hypothesis that even birds are smarter than you. From David Perillo again. All the police have to do is observe from a distance. Then he'd simply walk away. Why do the police need to give directives and end up looking like fools? My response. You know, my uncle always used to say, "Get that damn cat out of the oven, you sadistic freak." He never understood the ceremony would not be complete until there was a blood sacrifice. He was a good man, however less than willing to accept the ice pick I used on him. Oh, and don't forget to like and subscribe for a chance to win a copy of my new ebook, My Dead Uncle's Rotting Corpse is Still More Intelligent Than You. From Dave Calhout. Arrest him already. From Navana again. Why? Maybe you're happy with the way the police conduct themselves all the time? From James Smith. Again, this is replying to arrest him already. 4. Tick, tock, tick, tock. I expected crickets. My response. At James Smith. Hey, welcome back. Did you know that back in the 1920s, doctors used insulin coma therapy on patients suffering from mental illness? You should start drinking Pepsi all day, every day. Not only will that help you with your mental problems by causing you to fall into a diabetic coma, but since we all know Pepsi is made out of dead babies, you'll get the daily dose of adrenochrome needed to gain sympathy from our alien overlords in the end times. Also, if you order your insulin from one of our government-approved agencies using coupon code SERIOUSLY, I really am an idiot, at checkout for 22% discount. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you.